solve the system of linear equations by using substitution. In this system, we have the equations x equals 12y minus 8 and x equals 9y plus 7. Notice how both of these equations are solved for x. They both have an x by itself on the one side. So in this type of situation, what you can do is take the other side and set them equal. So you could set those two expressions equal to each other. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take the expression 12y minus 8 and set it equal to 9y plus 7. That just means write the first one down. So there's our 12y minus 8, put an equal sign, and then write the other one down, 9y plus 7. So at this point, we've set up our equation. Our equation only has a y in it, so you need to solve your equation for y. So here's our equation from above. To solve this equation, if you take a look, you have variables on both sides. So you need to move the variables to the one side of the equal sign. So we're going to do that. We're going to choose to move the smaller variable term, the 9y. So the opposite of 9y is negative 9y. So we're going to actually subtract 9y from both sides of the equation. On the right-hand side, 9y minus 9y, that cancels because they add up to 0, so we're left with just a 7. On the other side, you have to do some subtraction. 12y minus 9y, remember, just subtract your coefficients. 12 minus 9 is 3, so it's 3y. So we're going to have 3y, bring down that minus 8, and then there's your equal 7. At this point, this is just a two-step equation. You have to undo your operations. So the inverse operation of subtraction is addition. So instead of subtracting 8, we're going to add 8. So add 8 to both sides. And again, the 8's cancel because they make 0. They combine to give you 0. 7 plus 8 gives us 15. So I'm going to bring down the 3y, and then my addition gives me 15 there. At this point, you have 3 times y equals 15. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 3. When you do that, 3 divided by 3 is 1, so you're left with just 1y, which is just y. And then 15 divided by 3 is 5. So y is equal to 5. At this point, we are ready to find our other variable. Since we know y is 5, you're going to plug in 5 for the y. It doesn't matter if you take the top equation or the bottom equation that we were given in the original system. I'm going to use the bottom because we have positive numbers there. So I wrote my x equals 9y plus 7. I just wrote the equation down. I plugged in, I substituted in a 5 for the y because I knew y was 5. So instead of writing that y, I wrote a 5 right there. So I had to do 9 times 5 and add 7. So 45 plus 7, and I got x equals 52. At this point, since I know what x is and I know what y is, I could name the solution. Remember, just write your x value first, followed by your y value. So our x value is 52, and our y value is 5. So our answer is 52, 5. I'll do one more problem with you. So here's another example similar to what we just did. It says solve the system of linear equations by using substitution. And let's take a look at our two equations we're given. 5y equals 3.75x plus 25. And then y equals 0.75x plus 5. If you notice, in the bottom equation, it's solved for y already. The top equation, you have 5y. Well, what I'm going to do for this problem is take that top equation, and I'm going to divide both sides by 5, just so I could get that y by itself here. The opposite of multiplying by 5 is dividing by 5, so I'm going to do that division here. So divide by 5. And I get the following. 5 divided by 5 is y for the left-hand side. And then I'm going to divide each term by 5, and I get the following. So if you notice, this equation is the same as the bottom equation. They're identical. But for formalities, we're going to go through and solve this now using substitution. We're going to continue on with it. So you see the algebraic steps. So since they're both equal to y, you're going to set the two expressions equal. You're going to set the two expressions equal because they're both equal to y. And we're going to get the following. 0.75x plus 5 equals 0.75x plus 5. And then you're going to solve this equation. When you solve it, the opposite of adding 0.75x is subtracting it. So we're going to move our variables to one side of the equation. They cancel because they add to 0 on both sides. And you're left with 5 equals 5. So since you know this is a true equation, we know there's going to be an infinite number of solutions because these are the same line. The equations are the same. A note here as for finding the other variable, since we came down and all our variables were removed from the equation when we solved it, we came up with a true equation. You don't need to do this third step here. There's no need to find another variable because they're identical lines.